Alrighty then, we are on. Yo guys, welcome back to the Cybertronian side of the internet. I'm your host, Bumblebee. And today I decided to do a different video. Tier list video. It's been a while since, I've made a video because school, and I got kind of sick, and I still kind of have a pretty bad cough. But yeah, persevere through the pain. Okay, so first up we have first off, obviously disclaimer, every single bot is usable, and second off, a second disclaimer, this is my opinion, not yours, but mine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. You can have any bot wherever you want, but don't bash on each other's opinions. That's another disclaimer that I just want to get out of the way. Then we have the key. The exclamation mark means they ideally need to be awakened, and the asterisk is high sig. They should be at an ideally high sig. The family-like emoji is they need a synergy. The devil is works best at low health levels. Then 100 means high skill cap. The weird, the guy who's like, I don't know, is like, I haven't played with them enough, so, because like, I don't have them as a 5-star or something. Then the weird octopus purple thing means they work well with a specific mastery. Starting off with the tacticians, we have Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. There's just, I don't have to say anything about B. I mean, come on, he's insane. He's fucking amazing. I mean, come on, it's B. Okay, so he does ideally need to be awakened at max sig to get the most use out of that sig. 75% attack bump. Insane. He's fucking insane. Once you ramp him up, he does so much damage, and he has somewhat short but incredibly potent burst windows. Ideally, he has incredible burst windows. Like for example, you trigger you proc his awakened ability, then you special one, get like 3 armor breaks, chain another special one, ASAP. That does a shit ton of damage. He probably has the best overall damage output in the game. Probably, yeah, consistent damage output in the game as well. Of course, he does need time to ramp up, but it's all worth it. He works insanely well with the Star Seeker mastery since he has a double medium. It just helps out so much. He's fucking nuts. Easily top 3 in my opinion. Easily top 3 material. His evade is an absolute ass saver as well. It saved me countless times. Yeah. Then we have OG Prime and OG Megs. These two I say them together because, in my opinion, they're both interchangeable. They're both fucking amazing. Some days I feel like OG Prime is better. Some days I feel like OG Megs is better. So take those two with a grain of salt. OG Prime, they both need to be awakened, and OG Prime, ideally, I like him with his synergies, especially the Ratchet synergy. Just, for more sustainability with his heals, since Ratchet gives him heals on the heavy. Oops. And then we have, and plus, Optimus, his awakened ability giving him those bleeds, if he crits when the opponent has, like, armor breaks on him. It's insane. His damage output is really, really good as well. Not as good as B's, that's for sure what I'm gonna say. But he's still insanely good. Then OG Megatron obviously needs to be awakened. He's really good as well with his utility with the buff steal and stuff. Yeah, fusing his debuffs, like one debuff, one power lock debuff, one shock, one armor break, and one reducing attack, or whatever it's called. Those are really good, like those are super duper helpful. And plus you can stack them on and refresh them with his second medium attack, which is really, really, really good. And plus his buff steal, I don't care how many times a bunch of people have said his buff steal is insane. His buff steal is insane, especially against bots like Thundercracker No Alliance missions, Revenge of the King, Primal, even Grimlocks. Like, he's really good against Grimlocks since, he can consistently steal those melee buffs after hitting him a bunch. And yeah, that's pretty much it about Megs. Then we have Cyclonus. He's really good. He's like really, really, really good. With his nullifies and his dark field, his damage is like he's. I'm just gonna be blatantly. I'm just gonna he has pillow fists. That's for sure. He has pillow fists. He is really, really, really lackey on normal damage, but where he does shine is his dark field damage. So if you have him awakened and at a max sig, you're set. You're set. You don't have to really care about anything else. Of course, his nullifies are really good. Oh shit! I forgot one thing. I forgot the family. What's it called? Family emoji, because he does really well with the Galvatron synergy. So yeah, I forgot to add that. Ideally you do want him with the Galvatron synergy, the Hand of Chaos one. And yeah, that's pretty much it about Cyclonus. Oops. Dinobot, excuse me. Dinobot is really good. He's really good, really underrated bot. His armor breaks, they're really good. And of course, what else? His synergies, his synergies, forgot about those. Shield Masters is really good. He can power steal a bunch. Then Sword Masters, he needs Sword Masters the most to get insanely good crits. Like, I've seen him do like 6k damage on a medium, thanks to, Sword Master synergy. He's really good. I won't recommend rank 5ing him unless you're gonna rank 5 your, Shield Masters and Sword Masters as well. He does have decent sustainability with his SP3 repair, but it's pretty minimal, really. I won't recommend rank 5ing him without those bots, though, because, yeah. Magnus, I would have put him lower, but I forgot to add one more emoji, hold on. I would put him lower, but from what I've seen from, hold on, where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. From what I've seen from my in my lines, rock solid, he's really good. He's really, really good. I don't know much about him, so I can't really say much. I know he needs a really high sig, so yeah. And there's some specifications with the bots dead and bots alive thing. I'm not sure about that, but from what I've seen from his videos, he's really good. Then we have Screamer. Excuse me. Screamer, a lot of people are gonna hate me for putting Screamer this low. He really does need, he's more match specific in my opinion. He needs to fight bots who are really buff heavy to get his maximum damage output, but people on Discord, they have been telling me that he's really good even if the opponent doesn't have a lot of buffs, because he can armor break with a special 2, which I think he got that buff last year, when Kabam buffed like a lot of bots and nerfed Megatronus a bit. But yeah, Starscream, I don't really like Starscream that much, but, if you like Starscream, that's great. I'd love to see some Starscream rank 5 Max Forge gameplay. Max Forge is important. Yeah, I mean, does he need to be awakened? I guess so. But, like I said, I'm not 100%. I'll just add it, whatever. Why not? Okay. Nemesis, I have absolutely no idea if he's good or not. That's why I put him at the bottom. I don't have him as a 5-star. I haven't watched any Nemesis Prime videos, so I'm just gonna keep him at the bottom. Nemesis is subject to change. I'm not 100% sure about him. Then we move on to the Brawlers, MV1. Once he gets low, the lower he goes, the more damage his special one does, and his special one hits super duper hard, especially if he gets that one melee buff. He has a 10% to activate it on basic melee attacks. If you activate that, holy shit, his damage is insane. His willpower ability, it's really good as well. You can heal up a bunch off of the opponent's bleeds, which is really, really helpful against bone crushers and just, a lot of bleeding bots in general. He also, if he gets like 2 or more stacks of bleeds on him, you can convert them into power, which really helps him a lot, since you can chain on special 1s against bone crushers if you crit a lot. So I recommend, if you're going up against bone crusher in like LOC 1 or LOC 3, highly recommend, if you're using MV1, of course, I highly recommend maxing out your crit rate and crit damage masteries. So if the more often you crit the more likelihood there is he'll get a bleed. So yeah, definitely want to keep on trying that. Thundercracker, he is an absolute beyond god, but of course he needs to be awakened and ideally a high sig. He needs a super high skill cap. That's why the 100 logo, and he does take time to ramp up a bit. Excuse me. He has really good utility. What with his purifier on his heavies, it's really good. We all know he's amazing. There's no doubting that he's arguably he. I'm coughing a lot. I know. Would I put him above MV1? Probably not, but a lot of people will. I don't know. I just think that Thundercracker is not as good as MV1, just by a smidget. But Thundercracker, I've seen him do 100k damage on a special too, and he is a good Bone Crusher counter, since he doesn't crit at all. So yeah, once you ramp up those melee damage buffs, he can do so much damage. LC3 definitely LC3 God, along with B, Mirage, and Jazz with the OG Prime synergy. Then we move on to Primal. He's absolutely amazing. He doesn't need anything other than his synergies, and even with this, he doesn't even need those synergies. It's just the Beats While Purification synergy. He really doesn't need them anyways. He's one of the better standalone bots, who doesn't really need a bunch of stuff to work well. Then moving on to Tantrum. Yeah, Tantrum. I'm surprised I placed him this high. I mean, oh yeah, I forgot one more emoji. Hold on. Let me put the IDK emoji. Hold up. Come on. Okay. I don't have him as a 5-star, so I'm not 100% sure on his abilities. Like how good he can be, but I've tested him on a few alt accounts as a rank 5-star max ward. He does really good damage. But why? But of course I put that 100 symbol because he needs an insanely high skill cap. Why? Because I really, really, really hate that when you dash back, you lose all your melee buffs. That is such a big detriment to him. That means you're going to have to tank specials, you're going to have to tank so much stuff. But of course, if you have a high skill cap, you can time your unstoppables well, so you can dodge specials even better. I'm not saying he's bad, but he has some of the highest damage output in the game, for sure. But his playstyle is really bad, in my opinion. They should really work on his playstyle a bit. So yeah, he's not really the best. I won't recommend rank 5ing him before Thundercracker, MV1, or Primal, but he is really good, especially for short fights. I won't recommend him in AMs, but for short fights like prime difficulty stuff, act missions, definitely go for him. Grimlock, I know I put the Awaken sign next to him, but that's only for bots who put debuffs on you. He doesn't need it since he can ramp up on his special attacks, especially special 1. Since they buffed him last year, I think. Yeah, last year. You can ramp up his melee buffs on his special 1, which is really good. He's an absolute nuclear weapon, man. He is so good once you start ramping him up. But of course, it takes time to ramp him up, so therefore, the clock emoji. Yeah, he can do some crazy damage, too. When he's ramped up. Ideally, I think 20 to 30 melee buffs, he can really start hitting like a truck. But yeah, he's really good. Motormaster, I don't know a lot of stuff about him since I don't have him as a 5-star, but his RAM debuffs that he puts on the opponent, they're pretty good. He does need to be awakened for sure if you wanna, and he does need to be at lower health levels when he's awakened. And his synergy is ideally, more the Enforcer synergy than any other synergy that he has is super important, so that those RAM debuffs last longer and you can hit the opponent for more damage. He's really good as well. Then I'm just gonna do these two, the Tactician and Brawler, so that I don't bore y'all as much. This is gonna be a 3-part video. Tomorrow I'll record the Warrior and Scout, and the day after tomorrow, Tech and Demo. Grindor, oh boy, he's at the bottom. I know, he's really good as well. but he needs his synergies with the Decepticon movie bots, and he needs to be at max sig. That's for sure. Because his special 2 hits so hard when the opponent has like an SP3 ready, and the special lock helps him out a bunch as well. Grindor, I won't recommend rank 5ing him before anyone else, but you know, he's really good. Dark Energon on what's it called, Discord, shown me a bit of Grindor gameplay and just a few screenshots in general of Grindor doing a shit ton of damage. And yeah, I mean, it has changed my mind on Grindor, but the changing my mind is still a work in progress. I'd still say he's not the best. Should I do Warrior right now? Nah, I'll just stop. I'll record the rest later. So yeah, this is just, yeah, that's the Tactician and Brawler part. I'll record the rest tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So yeah, you guys have a good one, and till all are one.